Hey there, fellow yaoyers. I'm Zammy, and this is the Moebius 101 project. First and foremost, I have to say that I apologize. I have not been making Moebius tutorials because of the fact of what's going on in my life. I've had to deal with the One Drop sponsorship. I've had to go to various places, like Florida. I went to Worlds this year, and just some other things that have been going on in my life. So I do apologize. Making Moebius tutorials is actually a bit of a task, a bit of difficulty, because trying to actually teach to people what I know and yet trying to figure out how to put it in words is very difficult. So please appreciate this. And there's no cats in the background. Woohoo! Alright, so the first topic, the quick release system. And by the way, I say the word release kind of screwed up. Probably because I'm from Wisconsin, so deal with it. Alright, this technique was created by Dr. Popular over 11 years ago when he was first trying to do Moebius. Yeah, there's things that are running around in the background. I can't control it. So Dr. Popular, he created this technique to make Moebius easier, simple, appealing. See, what was going on was people would try and open up the slipknot loop that's on your finger. Now you see, even though that I made it look good, or that I made it easier, that's just because I've been doing this for far too long, most people tend to actually make it look very awkward, less appealing. And they seem to almost have like a struggle with it. And that's just due to the tug and pull effect, and it kind of puts like a burn on your finger. Well, if you use two fingers, you're able to actually open up the slipknot loop a lot easier, more control, plus it also has more of an appeal factor. Plus, you can even insert your thumb into it, causing you to open it up and do different mounts. This would be right here known as the open pocket mount. So that is why the quick release system exists. So that way you're able to do Moebius in a more efficient manner. So use two fingers, maybe even three, maybe even four. Put your whole fist into it. I don't really care, just try it out. Alright, let's get on to the next topic, the R and L hold. Alright, this is the second part of the video of this tutorial. This is the part where you learn about the R and L hold. Now before I begin, I have to tell you guys, the R and L hold is a guideline. It's a golden rule when it comes to Moebius. If you don't learn it, then you're never going to be able to fully capitalize on what Moebius has to offer. You'll never be able to understand about the different mounts, different tricks, and etc. So please listen and listen well. I'll try and describe it as best as I can to you. So, the question that we have to answer right now, what is the R and L hold? The R and L hold is where you put the slipknot loop on your throw hand fingers, where you put it at, and where the knot on the slipknot loop is residing on your fingers. That is exactly what the R and L hold is. So, I will show you exactly which one is which. What is the R hold? What is the L hold? Now I'm going to show you guys where to put the slipknot loop on your fingers when it comes to the R and L hold. So for righties, this is my right hand. I'm going to put the slipknot loop on your index and middle finger with the knot pointing towards your right for righties. For the L hold, it's going to be on your middle finger and your ring finger with the knot part pointing towards your left. If you're a lefty, for the R hold, or L hold, because basically it's just the polar opposite, or mirror image. For R hold for lefties, it's going to be your index finger and your middle finger with the knot part of the slipknot loop pointing towards your left. For the L hold for lefties, again, middle finger, ring finger, but the knot part is pointing towards your right. So it's literally like a mirror image. That's where you put the R and L hold when it comes to Moebius, when it comes to your hands. Now that I showed you where to put the slipknot loop on your fingers, the R and L hold, I'm going to explain to you why it exists. What's the point of it? The very first point of the R and L hold is so that it teaches you where the knot goes when you're mounting. So right now I'm going to do a mount known as the on-way mount for the R hold. See? On-way mount. I had it for the R hold where the knot was pointing towards my right. I opened it up and all of a sudden it switched over to the left. Once you start using the R and L hold and you start doing a lot of the mounts, it becomes secondhand. You don't even realize it. But you'll still be able to understand where the knot is. See, the reason why you want to know where the knot is when you're doing Moebius tricks is so that you don't bind up the yo-yo and hit you in the face. See, back in the day when responsive yo-yos existed, Moebius was extremely difficult. The gap sizes were so small. Now in this day and age, we have metal yo-yos that are silicone grooved, large bearing, overly expansive gaps. That's not a fat joke. But the point is that now we're able to actually do that. Therefore, Moebius is able to expand. We're able to do the no-handed tricks. We're able to do where the knot part of the slipknot loop is able to go into the gap and not hit you in the face. So that is why the R and L hold exists, at least one reason, so that you understand where the knot is, so then you're able to avoid it, so then you don't hurt yourself. Alright, second part of why it exists. Front side and back side. See, with regular 1A, you never really notice, but at the same time you do. See, I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to do a chopstick mount. Alright, you see how that's like? But if I try and do that in a backside formation, you know, I can't get that. That is like really impossible. With Moebius, on the other hand, it is possible because it's mirror imaged. So right now I'm going to do an open pocket mount with an R hold. Right, you see how the string is like? The string is actually pointed towards you. So that would be known as backside. If you do an L hold, open pocket mount. Oop, that was a different mount. I did it again. This is kind of hard to do. There we go. Open pocket mount, but in an L hold, the string is pointing away from you. So that would be front side. So the thing with the R and L hold is it's like a quarter. There's a heads and tails. It's the same quarter, but there's still a different side. So with that said, there's two different ways to play Moebius, but it's still the same way. Once you're able to recognize and understand that, if a Moebius player is playing an R hold and another player plays an L hold, and they both understand about the R and L holds, well, they're able to recognize what that person is doing even though they're doing two different styles or two different holds. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Basically, Moebius like a quarter, heads and tails, R and L hold. Front side, back side. Like I said, back side, front side. Both the same thing, but just a little bit different. So that teaches you about where the knot is and front side and back side. That's kind of like the difference from what 1A is like. 1A, you just put the slip knot on your finger and go. With Moebius, there's a little bit of detail involved in it. You either have the ability to do front side or back side, R or L. Anyways, I'm Zammy. Later days. Good luck. Try and learn. I'm not the best teacher in the world. Now excuse me, I have some Coca-Cola to go drink.